Catherine. Welcome to today's video. Today is going to be a little chatty get ready with me while I answer some of your questions about college, going back to school, all of those kinds of things. So if you guys ever want to be a part of any Q&As that I do, I usually ask for questions through Instagram. I also asked you guys on the YouTube community tab page, so always check there if you guys want to be featured in any of the videos. So I have my little bag of makeup here. I'm gonna go ahead and get started and then just go ahead and go through all the questions that you guys sent in. Also, before we hop in, make sure you guys are subscribed and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Make sure you guys click the little bell notification to be notified every time I post a new video. I feel like YouTube has not been like putting my videos into everyone's subscription boxes lately, which is like kind of a bummer. So make sure you guys have the bell notification turned on, and without further ado, let's get started. I almost forgot that I was going to need a mirror to be able to see what in the heck I'm doing while I do my makeup with you guys. Right, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can keep the mirror like right here so I can still stay in the frame pretty well. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with some BB cream. This is just the Pure Lace BB cream, and then go in with a beauty blender to blend that out. So first question says, how to stay motivated and not procrastinate. So when it comes to schoolwork, I am someone, I feel like I procrastinate a lot of things, but not when it comes to school stuff. That was one thing for me that I always would just try to get it done like right away. So for me, it's like when I would get an assignment, instead of like waiting until the due date, I would just kind of start it that day, or like that kind of got in my mouth a little bit. That day, or like when I got home from class that day if I had time. So usually with my school schedule, I had school I think like twice a week is how it worked out for me. So those were the dedicated days for school stuff for me, and then the other days were like my work days. So in order to keep myself from procrastinating and not getting all of my work done, so say I had classes on like Mondays and Wednesdays, which I think I did last semester, whatever that was, last fall, that meant like every Monday and Wednesday was a dedicated school day. Like even if I didn't go to class, like if I skipped class that day, or if like we didn't have a class that day, if it was like a holiday or an off day, something like that, I still took that time to focus on like any assignments that I had, or try to like get ahead on like any readings or any assignments that we had to do. So what's your favorite part about going back to school? Honestly, I really truly do enjoy learning. I'm someone that when it comes to school stuff, I love the note-taking part, and I know a lot of people hate that, but I've just always like kind of enjoyed note-taking because I am a very creative person. So when it comes to notes, that was my way of being able to like put my creative 2 cents into my schoolwork, if that kind of makes sense. Alright, next I'm going to go in with a little bit of concealer. This is just a Fenty Beauty Concealer. Someone said, how did you plan to manage your time between school and a business/job? Any tips? So like I said, I basically had specific days dedicated to school, and like if I didn't get something done on my school day, I knew that I wouldn't have any other time dedicated to be able to do that. So there was one point, I believe it was winter session. I did do a winter session. It honestly killed me a little bit because I had at least 6 hours of coursework to do every single day, except weekends. Weekends were the only off time that we had. I'm gonna go in with the Kat Von D translucent setting powder and go ahead and set that. So with that, I definitely learned how to manage my time, because at that same time I was also doing Vlogmas. So there was a lot going on for me. It was like school ended, like the semester ended, and then winter session started right up. So I literally had no free time between that. I was pretty much filming and vlogging every single day, also while trying to make sure I got like all of my coursework done and everything like that. So that really taught me time management and how to balance my time. So my biggest tip for anyone who's struggling with that is to figure out the days that you can like for sure dedicate that kind of time to it, and just stick with that through the whole semester. So the biggest or the easiest thing for me was to just have like school days, which meant like those were the only days dedicated to school. I didn't do schoolwork on any other days. Like I had to get everything done on those specific days to make sure that I was caught up. How do you keep everything organized during the school year? So I never really had a lot of stuff to organize, like if we're talking like physical things like binders, papers, anything like that. I never really had or carried a lot of stuff with me. Everything was pretty much on my laptop and digital. Here we are again with the bronzer and the weird lighting, but we're just gonna work with it. So anytime it came to that, everything was digital. I kept everything really organized digitally. One thing that I did take advantage of was the fact that I had a school email and I could use Google Docs. So that was the biggest and easiest way to keep everything organized. As far as like work stuff, I think everything work related for me was like more stored on my laptop, like on my hard drive, and then any school kind of stuff was stored through Google Docs, so I could literally access it anywhere. If I like didn't bring my computer that day, I could just log on to one of the school computers and access anything that I needed. I don't even know if I said this is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. That's what I just went in with to bronze. How do you know which major to choose? I feel like a lot of people don't really know entirely what they want to do when they first start school. I'm going to go in with the Milani highlighter in 01. It's called Afterlight. No, it's called Afterglow. Glow. I'm going to go ahead and go in with this. So as far as majors, I probably switched my major like 7 times. And then I actually even switched my major my junior year of college too. So it's okay to not like be fully decided. It's okay to not know entirely what you're gonna do yet. Like you have time, it's okay. But just make sure that you make a decision that you're gonna enjoy. So my final switch for major was advertising. I had started with communications when I did like PR, and then I realized that it wasn't like the creativity that I needed and that I was like searching for in a major, and that's kind of why I just went with advertising. There was a lot of writing involved, which was good and bad. I mean, if you like writing, you'd probably like that. Then there's a lot of group projects with that, but it definitely allowed me to kind of tap into that creative side that I have. When it comes to choosing a major, just know you have time. Take a few different classes. If you think you're interested in something, take a class that's, you know, related to that and see if you like it and see if that's something that you want to keep doing. Okay, next I'm gonna go in with the Tarte blush. This is just in Harmony. Okay, so this has been a very big question. Everyone has been asking why I am not going back to school. So the biggest thing is money. Money is the reason why I am not going back to school for the time being. I honestly, in the next few years, once I have enough money to go back, I probably will go back. School's always going to be there. It's never going to leave. Like I always have the option to go back when I want to, when I'm ready to. So it's not just something that I'm like giving up on entirely and like never gonna go back. Like I will go back, it's just probably not gonna be for a little while until I have the money to. So the biggest thing for me was taking out student loans. I had not taken out a student loan at all of like my community college and university. Then comes the last year of school and I just didn't have the money to. So I didn't really want to take out a loan just on my last year of college. So that is the main reason why I decided not to go. I only have 1 year left. I really don't have a lot, but that would be probably about like a $10,000 loan for all of that between like all of the summer classes that I was going to take. And like, I think I probably had like 12 classes left, 12 to 15, because that would have made sense, like the way it was all laid out. But yes, it would have been like a $10,000 plus loan, and I did not want to take something out like that at this point in my life, especially with just starting a business and all of the other things that I have going on for me. I didn't really want to be taking out any loans. So hopefully that answers all of your guys' questions with why I'm not going back to school. What tips do you have to cope with big amounts of studying to do? Anytime it came to studying, I had dedicated time to sit down and study. I'm someone that I can't really study like super far in advance because I kind of just like forget the information. I'm kind of someone, like the best way for me to study is just like kind of like a study overload, like the few nights before the test or anything like that. I just would focus all of my time and energy into studying. For some people that works, for some people that doesn't. So I just say find a study routine that kind of works for you. For me, that was just like cramming everything in a few nights before. It was really fresh in my mind. I would remember it. And then when I took the test, that was like all I was still thinking about. So like that was just something that worked for me. I don't recommend that for everyone. If that's something that doesn't work for you, don't try that. I don't want you guys to be like failing tests or exams or anything like that. Just find something that works for you and stick with that. All right, and then my eyebrows were already filled in this morning because I ran out to do some errands earlier. So for eyebrows, I just used the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Ash Brown. Okay, so someone asked, what do you love about Cal State Fullerton? What didn't you like, and did you need a textbook in all classes? So what I loved about Fullerton is kind of how, I want to say like how small the class sizes are. It's not really, well, like some classes are really big lecture hall kind of classes. I don't know if I said this. I'm gonna go in with the Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced. So like class size, oh, good one. We're gonna have to find a Q-tip and fix that. Class size was pretty small, which I thoroughly enjoyed. It gave you an opportunity to really kind of get to know your professors and really what they were looking for in terms of like success and how to be successful in your classes. I also loved the people that I met there. There's a lot of very, very kind of people. That is just like so not cute. We're gonna fix the other eye and then we're gonna go fix that. Something that I didn't like about Cal State Fullerton was, I'd have to say like the parking. Honestly, like I had to, I think that's a thing at like every college campus though. I had to schedule my classes at certain times to make sure that I would get parking. I also had to make sure that I was on campus at least an hour before each class to ensure that I got parking. So that part I kind of hated, but they did have an app that you could use and you could check like where the parking, not where, you could check which parking lots they had and how full they were, how many spots. It was like a live updating one, so that was really fantastic about it. And then as far as textbooks, I think the biggest lesson that I learned when it came to textbooks was to not buy them until the first day of class when you have that syllabus day, you meet your professor. A lot of them told me a lot of them told me on that first day that they had to assign a reading, but you're never going to use it. They said, don't buy it. We're never going to read it in this class. They just had to like actually assign one online. So like the school thought we were reading something. I don't know. Every class is different. Some of them you did need the required reading. Some of them you didn't use them at all. So in order to save money, I would definitely wait until syllabus day to see if you're actually going to use that textbook. Someone said, do you regret leaving university or is it the best choice you've made? I wouldn't say that I regret it because I always have the opportunity to go back. That's never going to change. And where my life is at right now, I am very, very blessed to be able to do all of the things that I get to do and be able to do this full time and run my own store and all of those fun things. So I wouldn't say that it's a regret. I mean, for me, it was kind of a good choice and a bad choice. Good choice in the sense that it kind of forced me to, you know, take a leap of faith and go after something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And then at the same time, I kind of thought back on it and I was like, all of my friends are already graduated. I have friends that I met in university last year that are going to be graduating this year, and like I could have very well graduated with them and that would have been great. Taking out loans is something that I just did not want to do. Financially, it just didn't make the best sense for me at this point in my life. So down the road, I'm sure I'll revisit that opportunity, and who knows, maybe eventually I can get a scholarship for something. That would be incredible. There's always so many scholarships out there. You just have to look for them and apply for them. So there is options, and I'm sure I will be going back. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, throw on some chapstick, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and throw in a little bit of gloss today, nothing too crazy. This is just the Hi-Fi Shine Urban Decay gloss in the shade Naked. It looks dark red, but when you put it on, it's like very sheer. It's like a nice little tint of color. All right, so those are all the questions that I will be answering. Make sure you guys are following me on my socials if you guys want to be a part of any future Q&As that I have. If you guys have any other questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments down below. I always reply to all of the comments and try to answer as many questions as I can. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure you guys are subscribed. I post new videos 3 to 4 times a week, so make sure you guys stick around and click the little bell notification to be notified every time a new video goes live. Good luck to everyone going back to school. I think it starts like for some people next week, some people already started, so either way, good luck with this semester. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video.